The magnificent creature he rescued was the Empress's priceless lost predator. The cosmic drift shrieked through Xerion Prime's atmosphere, its hull engulfed in fiery re-entry. Brady Thorne, knuckles white, wrestled with the controls, his hazel eyes darting across the swiftly looming jungle canopy. The illicit run had imploded when Imperial cruisers materialized, shoving him into this forgotten system. "Hold tight, girl," he growled, yanking back on the stick as the ship's engines faltered. Plasma conduits destabilizing, initiating catastrophic failure. Alarms blared, bathing the cockpit in a demonic crimson as Brady desperately sought a suitable crash site. The brutal impact rattled his bones, his head lurching against the harness. The crippled craft tore a fiery scar through the exotic forest, spitting sparks and noxious fumes. As silence descended, Brady sat stunned. Ringing, tasting blood on his lip, he fumbled with the buckle, his hands shaking, and lurched towards the cargo bay. The mangled doors revealed a seething jungle. Giant ferns sagged in the heavy air, their leaves shimmering with moisture reflecting Xerion Prime's twin suns. Brady snatched his toolkit and beacon, then plunged into the alien wilderness, the jungle closing in, suffocating him, every shadow alive, every rustle a potential danger. Brady's boots crunched in the loamy soil as he meticulously assessed the devastation of his starship. The primary engine was fractured, the navigation system a mangled mess. This wasn't mere mending, it was a rebirth. A guttural snarl from the thicket paralyzed him. Instantly, Brady reached for the plasma cutter at his hip as a colossal form stirred amongst the trees. Foliage gave way, unveiling a predator defying all known galactic fauna. Towering at 8 feet, it was shrouded in obsidian scales that appeared to devour light, and bony projections spiked from its back. The Queen's radiant diadem and molten gold gaze exuded an intellect that froze Brady to his core. But she wasn't alone. Emerging from the gloom like a phantasm from a nightmare, her scarlet skin shimmered with sweat. Her voluptuous physique was sheathed in skin-tight armor, barely concealing her allure. Ebony horns spiraled from her temples, framing a face of devastating beauty. Viridescent tresses spilled over her bare shoulders, and verdant eyes locked onto Brady with predatory intent. "You dare encroach upon my realm, mortal," she declared, her voice resonating with supreme authority. Her inflection, uniquely alluring, each syllable meticulously pronounced. "I am Empressa Vex, sovereign of the Nexus Imperium. Account for your intrusion, or become sustenance for my familiar." Brady struggled to maintain composure, his heart a frantic drum against his chest. He'd encountered perilous extraterrestrials, but none of this caliber. "The Korthoth Predator," she'd announced, as it elegantly orbited, scrutinizing his essence. "I'm Brady Thorne," he declared, his tone unwavering. "Merely a stranded merchant experiencing mechanical difficulties. No malice intended, Your Majesty." Allah's lips sculpted a smile devoid of warmth. "Merchant, is it? Your vessel bears the plasma fire's lasting marks. And what precious cargo do you conceal?" she inquired, Brady now aware of her entourage. Lieutenant Zephyr Kane, his scales shimmering with unease. Scout Nissa Vale, poised with a rifle aimed at Brady. Medical provisions, weaponry, secured data vaults. Hardly typical goods for a humble trader. Brady's thoughts accelerated. This was undoubtedly no average alien. Her bearing, her entourage suggested royalty, or a delusion thereof. Her presence in hiding on this jungle planet implied exile. I recover whatever is within reach, he replied. Said deliberately, waste not, want not, Ilaria. She advanced, Brady inhaling her alluring aroma, exotic spices intertwined with something deeper, more untamed. Her armor whispered as she shifted, the sound strangely personal amidst the jungle's hold. Your form is irreparably damaged, she pronounced. The core is fractured, the manifolds warped. You will perish here, human, unless... She paused, the words suspended between them. Unless what? Unless you demonstrate your value to me. Her emerald eyes shone with shrewd appraisal. I possess a vessel, archaic yet viable, but formidable guardians protect it well. Demand specialized skills to fully reactivate. Brady observed the Predator, now crouched low, its amber eyes intensely focused on him. Its gaze was unnerving, as though assessing him on various dimensions. What sort of skills? The kind that resurrects dormant machines? Illa's smile broadened, exposing pearly teeth. I've observed your kind, Brady Thorne. Humans possess a remarkable knack for revitalizing the defunct. Demonstrate that capability, and perhaps we can strike a bargain. Brady surveyed the surrounding jungle, considering his situation. Dilapidated vessel, alluring yet perilous woman. He faced graver odds, albeit rarely. Arala captivated him beyond survival. Her demeanor exuded authority, yet her eyes concealed vulnerability. All right, he conceded. Lead me to this ship. Illa's smile turned radiant, elevating her beauty. Follow, human, but heed this. Betray me, and Koroth shall devour your bones. The Predator ascended, stalking behind his mistress. Brady trailed, his engineering mind ablaze with potential. Whatever Arala schemed, he was now immersed. Danger notwithstanding, he eagerly anticipated the ordeal. The jungle enveloped them, venturing into its emerald core, leaving stellar drift's remains to decay in the extraterrestrial downpour. The Zerion Prime jungle trek unveiled wonders beyond Brady's wildest comprehension. Crystalline flora resonated harmoniously when touched by the breeze, their petals diffracting the binary solar radiance fractured into vibrant, rainbow refractions. Colossal trees ascended towards the leafy ceiling like verdant temples, their spiraled bark resembling ancient script. Core glided through, its scales seamlessly mirroring the dancing shadows. Arala guided them down a rudimentary track, likely a game trail, her hips swaying with enchanting rhythm as she expertly maneuvered over fallen timber and gnarled roots, her armor offering alluring flashes of scarlet skin. Lieutenant, Kane trailed behind, his palpable anxiety creating a palpable tension that prickled Brady's skin. Your Majesty, Brady interrupted the heavy stillness. This vessel of yours, how long has it remained grounded? Time holds a different sway here, Ilala responded, not turning around. The jungle observes its own temporal rhythm, but the Void Ripper has slumbered for 3 lunar cycles, approximately 3 years. Brady offered a soft whistle. That's an extensive duration for systems to maintain integrity. It was constructed for endurance. Human Nexus engineering surpasses even the Federation's most exquisite creations, she stated, pride evident in her tone, yet tinged with something else. Something else, a deep yearning, maybe. My forebears fashioned starships that could conquer the cosmos, warping space itself. They topped the rise, Brady breathless. Below unfolded a natural arena sculpted from vibrant stone, its cliffs adorned with glowing flora that shimmered with radiant designs. And there, cradled at its heart like a slumbering leviathan, rested the Void Ripper. The vessel was a marvel of otherworldly craftsmanship, its exterior rippling with fluid, organic forms that appeared cultivated, not constructed. Crafted with weapon emplacements, etched with graceful spirals, and featuring a crested bridge, the vessel, even from afar, revealed neglect. Aged hull plating, twisted sensor arrays, and landing struts embedded in the earth. "Magnificent," Brady murmured. "Indeed," Illa responded, her voice resonating with nostalgia. "She transported me across worlds, endured the Helix War's inferno when Varus Thu, the usurper, dethroned me. She was the last vestige of my realm." Brady scrutinized the vessel with keen expertise. Its architecture defied anything conceived in human territories, possessing an ethereal, almost sentient quality. Yet beneath the extraterrestrial facade, he discerned fundamental engineering principles: propulsion, navigation, life preservation. The nuances varied, but the core tenets remained constant. "I must dissect her systems," he declared. "Initiate diagnostics, chart power conduits, and delineate command architectures." Illa pivoted, her emerald eyes gleaming with expectation. "But first," she asserted, "you shall earn her esteem." Before Brady could inquire further, Ilala, her hand a blur, drew a unique weapon, a fusion of sword and lightning rod, crackling with raw energy. With preternatural speed, she lunged. Brady narrowly dodged, his instincts preventing a fatal blow. The weapon seared the stone where he stood. He rose, plasma cutter humming intensely. "Testing my speed," he gasped. Illa's smile was now a predatory gleam, her crimson skin glistening with sweat. "A deceased engineer holds zero value for me." She unleashed another relentless assault, her movements liquid and lethal. Brady retreated, leveraging his agility and smaller stature to evade her strikes. The energy blade seared smoking trails into tree trunks and showered sparks from stone. Brady wasn't merely defending, he was analyzing, deciphering her patterns, anticipating her attacks, and seeking vulnerabilities. As she lunged with a particularly savage thrust, Brady retaliated. Weapon, but with his own bare hand, he seized her wrist, leveraging her own momentum to send her sprawling into a soft bed of moss. She absorbed the fall, rising with a furious snarl, but Brady was already upon her, the plasma cutter kissing her throat. "Indeed," he murmured softly. For a heartbeat, the jungle held its breath. Then she threw back her head, a laugh like crystalline chimes in a raging storm. "Exquisite. You fight with the mind of a scholar, not merely the instincts of a warrior. You analyze, rather than simply reacting." "I find remaining alive preferable," Brady responded, assisting her to her feet. Her skin radiated heat against his palm, and he registered that. An alluring aroma, a blend of sharp spices and a deeper, more untamed essence, filled the air. "As do I," she breathed, stepping imperceptibly closer. "Come." The Void Ripper beckons. They proceeded into the amphitheater. Koroth's footsteps hushed beside them. The vessel dominated the scene, its hull a towering metal precipice. Brady discerned the airlock, secured against the jungle's encroaching tendrils. "Korth," Illa stated, her voice laced with authority. "Grant us entry." The Predator advanced toward a hull section indistinguishable to Brady, yet as Koroth pressed his immense paw against the metal, concealed panels glided aside, unveiling a biocanner. The device hummed, enveloping the creature in a gentle azure radiance. "Absolutely captivating," Brady exclaimed. "Genetic safeguards. Kororoth's lineage has protected my family for millennia," Illa elucidated. "Only one of his species can unlock the vessel." The airlock hissed, pressure equalizing, revealing a corridor bathed in a soft, phosphorescent glow, its walls adorned with coral-like structures. Formations. Brady, ever the engineer, instantly assessed the ship. The air, though stale, was breathable, and he detected the low thrum of backup power. "Better than anticipated," he remarked, tracing the wall panels. "Your forebears engineered her robustly." "Sense her life force," Ilala murmured, drawing nearer behind him. "The Void Ripper thrives," Brady Thorne realized. "She envisions the cosmic abyss, realms untouched, adversaries unmatched." Brady felt the ship's thrum resonating through its very core, a deliberate, measured cadence hinting at a formidable, contained energy. Ilala's breath ghosted across his nape, a tantalizing warmth. He pivoted, finding her a breath away, emerald eyes mirroring the corridor's luminescence. "You intrigue me, human," she breathed, her voice a silken whisper. "Your kind is nascent, unrefined, barely risen from the primordial mire of your home planet. Yet you exhibit potential." "Potential for what, precisely?" Her smile held a captivating mystery. "That's yet to be unveiled. Demonstrate your capabilities with my vessel, Brady Thorne. Validate that human innovation surpasses Nexus tradition." Brady acknowledged with a nod, his throat parched. This transcended a mere repair. It was an evaluation, a tantalizing trial, possibly even an allurement. Despite the peril, despite the extraterrestrial context of his predicament, he discovered himself embracing the challenge. "Guide the way, Your Majesty. Let's unearth the concealed enigmas within your ship." As they ventured further into the Void Ripper's labyrinthine corridors, Brady remained captivated. The palpable sensation that he was venturing into a labyrinthine web, exceeding a mere pragmatic alliance, resonated deeply. The vessel resonated with their presence, while beyond, twin suns dipped below the horizon, igniting the jungle sky with vibrant hues of flame and darkness. The Void Ripper's engineering deck was a breathtaking testament to extraterrestrial ingenuity, its contours resembling solidified liquid, embracing enormous crystalline energy matrices. Brady navigated the area with awestruck reverence, his plasma torches acting as both instruments and luminous guides as he scrutinized the ship's critical infrastructure. The cores were dark, their intricate facets mirroring the dim emergency lights, pulsing like a dormant heartbeat. He whispered, "The primary matrix is fractured, tracing a delicate crack on the nearest crystal. But intact, it's salvageable above in the observation deck." Arala stood a crimson silhouette against the ship's softly glowing bioluminescent walls, armorless. She wore a sleek bodysuit that hugged every curve, its fabric rippling like liquid mercury, perfectly tracing the contours of her otherworldly form. "The cores are cultivated, not constructed," she elucidated, her voice echoing through the bay. "Extracted from the very soul of a fading star, then molded by our collective will. They retain the essence of creation's fiery birth." Brady acknowledged, his focus split between the complex task and the captivating woman. Each movement was a symphony of fluid elegance, each gesture intentionally alluring. He'd encountered alluring clients, but none possessed such untamed sensuality. "I must concoct a binding solution," he declared, compelling himself to zero in on the urgent task, a sealant for the fissure, crucial to maintaining the crystal's resonance. "Is a material synthesizer available in the forward hold?" "I'll guide you," she offered, leading him through hallways that appeared to throb with an intrinsic vitality, walls inhaling with delicate cadences mirroring the vessel's very pulse. The synthesizer itself was a masterpiece, a blossoming metal and crystal sculpture that answered touch with melodic resonances. "Magnificent," Brady murmured, tracing the control interface. "This technology is millennia beyond human comprehension. My race is ancient, Brady Thorne. We traversed the cosmos as your ancestors huddled in caverns." Illa approached, her hand gently overlapping his. "But antiquity breeds inertia. We've lost the art of evolution, of ingenuity. Perhaps that's why the usurper found our downfall so effortless." Brady felt her warm presence, the faint alien energy that tingled beneath her skin. "You're not deposed, not exiled. A stark contrast, wouldn't you agree?" Her tone was gentle, almost fragile. "I commanded a vast empire, Brady, worlds unnumbered, fleets capable of extinguishing stars. Now, I possess but a single battered vessel and a terrestrial engineer who literally dropped from the heavens." He countered, "Sometimes one ship suffices. Sometimes one individual can revolutionize everything." She met his gaze, her emerald eyes probing. "You speak with the wisdom of one who's tasted profound loss." Brady reflected on his history, the abandoned colonies, the corporate conflicts, the companions lost to the interstellar void. "Everyone's endured loss, Your Majesty. The crux lies in discerning what you're prepared to undertake to retrieve it. And you, Brady Thorne, what depths would you plumb? What would you forfeit to recover what was unjustly stolen?" The query lingered, a palpable gauntlet thrown. Brady scrutinized her features, registering the nuanced hues in her vibrant complexion, the luminous dance of the ship's glow in her tresses. A captivating allure emanated from her, surpassing superficial attraction. "I'd wage war," he declared at last. "I'd evolve. I'd unearth victory, even if it demanded." Evolving into someone brand new, especially now, my smile blazed. Understanding dawned. "Come," she beckoned. "Let me unveil the ship's very soul." She guided him to the bridge, a shimmering crystalline sanctuary offering breathtaking vistas of Zerion Prime's jungle. The twin suns had dipped below the horizon, yet the alien night pulsed with vibrant life. Bioluminescent organisms adorned the leafy ceiling with mesmerizing streams of azure and emerald, while overhead, strange constellations waltzed in their ageless ballet. "My forebears called it the dreaming void," she murmured, sinking into the command chair. "The moment when the ship resonates with the cosmos, when the veils between realities thin." As the energy waned, Brady initiated diagnostics. His hands danced across the controls. The ship stirred to life, systems booting sequentially. It wasn't mere skill. He sensed the Void Ripper's spirit, its raw exhilaration at revival. "She favors you," Uriela remarked, surprised. "The ship picks her own, Brady. She's chosen you." "I'm deeply humbled," Brady replied sincerely. The vessel resonated to his command. Commands with fervor bordering on zeal, electricity, surged through her circuits like a revitalizing elixir. "The navigation matrix is compromised," he announced, scrutinizing the displays, "and the armament suite is disabled. However, the propulsion..." He hesitated, reconfirming the parameters. "The propulsion systems are pristine, more than pristine. They're resonating with energy." "Nexus Drive Engineering," Illa proclaimed triumphantly. "We don't traverse space, we manipulate it. The Void, Ripper can transverse galaxies in mere days." Brady felt an electrifying jolt of anticipation. With such power, they could explore anywhere, achieve anything. The potential is boundless. "Intoxicating," he murmured, envisioning her space-worthy in a mere week, perhaps even sooner. "Then we reclaim your empire." Illa rose, her presence a beacon of warmth against the cool night. "Would you truly risk your life for a throne that's not yours?" Brady met her gaze, finally seeing beyond her alluring beauty to the resilient woman beneath. Brilliant, fierce, scarred by betrayal but unbroken, he saw mirrored in her eyes the same driving hunger, the same adamant refusal to succumb. "I'd gamble it all. For you," he murmured softly, the unspoken truth suspended between them like a sacred vow. Illa's breath hitched, her emerald eyes widening, reflecting a profound astonishment. When she finally spoke, her voice was a mere breath, barely audible. He extended his hand, his touch gentle as he cradled her otherworldly face. Her skin radiated a captivating warmth, an electric current coursing through her. As she yielded to his touch, he felt an undeniable shift, a connection that transcended mere desire, a profound recognition. Two kindred spirits, discovering their destined counterpart amidst the celestial abyss. Their lips met, their kiss a delicate yet fervent fusion of human and alien, evolving into something magnificent, something boundless. Ala tasted of alluring spices and celestial stardust, her body aligned with his in flawless harmony. Brady felt the ship's pulse surge around them, as if the Void Ripper itself sanctioned their convergence. When they finally separated, their breaths were ragged. Ala's eyes burned with a fire not fueled by the ship's luminescence. "Stay with me tonight," she murmured beneath the extraterrestrial constellations. Brady, speechless, simply nodded. They journeyed to her quarters, a sanctuary seemingly sculpted from crystalline life. The bed, spacious enough for disparate forms, radiated warmth. Beyond the viewport, the cosmos beckoned. The heart of Zerion Prime throbbed with vibrant nocturnal life, bathing their forms in ethereal bioluminescent patterns. They shed their garments deliberately, their hands and eyes exploring with newfound intimacy. Illa's physique was a masterpiece. Flowing curves, otherworldly elegance, and crimson skin adorned with glowing, intricate designs. Brady traced those patterns with awestruck fingers, captivated by their complexity. "Exquisite," he whispered. "As are you," she responded, her hands charting the stories etched on his human form, so distinct, so full of life. United with an ardor that astonished them, their forms discovered harmonies ancient beyond interstellar journeys. Illa's caress was electrifying, dispatching tremors through Brady's neural pathways. He reciprocated with fierce human emotion, his hands and mouth charting every contour of her extraterrestrial physique. Subsequently, they reclined intertwined upon the crystalline platform, observing the cosmic ballet of alien constellations. The Void Ripper resonated around them, a mechanical serenade of utter satisfaction. "What transpires next?" Brady inquired, his digits tracing the arc of Arala's hip. "Now we reconstruct," she uttered, her tone laden with resolve. Unwavering resolve. "My empire, my fleet, my throne, but paramount is fully awakening the ship." "And thereafter," Arala grinned, a fierce excitement lighting her eyes, "we'll forcefully remind the galaxy why the Nexus Imperium is truly dreaded." Brady embraced her, relishing her warmth amidst Zerion Prime's primeval jungle chorus. Out there, in the starlit void, destiny beckoned, poised for their claiming. Golden dawn bathed the jungle as Brady plunged into the Void Ripper's abyss. Deep within the ship's core resided its very heart, an immense crystalline chamber, radiating latent energy. Ayla had bestowed upon him entrance to her vessel's most hallowed sanctuary, a profound trust burdening his spirit. This primary power matrix was breathtaking. Though fractured and muted, crystalline structures ascended from the floor like an icy woodland, their multifaceted surfaces scattering Brady's work lights into vibrant rainbows. The damage was considerable, yet not irreparable, with delicate fissures snaking through the crystal lattice like intricate spider webs. The bonding agent is primed. Marcus Rodriguez, summoned from the smuggler's elite circle by Brady, aware of Arala's sanctuary. Wrench, an engineering genius matching Brady's skill, utterly loyal, carefully lowered the crystal matrix. "One misstep," Brady warned, "and it's a costly ruin." The intricate repair demanded direct access to the ship's neural network, a first for Brady. Technology seemed archaic. Its circuits and processors paled against the Void Ripper's bio-neural network. "Exemplary work," her voice echoed, overseeing from the bridge, vigilant for threats. Brady grinned as the ship resonated, pathways mending. It throbbed with life, its sentience interwoven through crystal and wire, yearning to soar and embrace the void anew. Star's power coupling is fortified. Wrench confirmed all systems optimal, signaling readiness. "Let's awaken her," Brady declared, his hand poised over the ultimate activation sequence. "Everyone prepared? Restore my ship," Illa commanded, her voice resonating with eagerness. Brady engaged the activation stud. The outcome was instantaneous and staggering. Light surged through the crystal matrix, cascading along neural pathways in vibrant waves. The ship's pulse quickened, reverberating through the hull like a powerful war drum. Emergency lighting dissolved into complete illumination, banishing the void. Void Ripper extended, a titan stirring from slumber, hull integrity flawless. "Systems online!" Wrench bellowed over the building roar of activation. Drive cores surged, life support maximized. Brady perceived the ship's exhilaration as pure sensation, an overwhelming euphoria. The Void Ripper wasn't merely functional. She was sentient, vigilant, primed for adventure. "Breathtaking," Arala whispered, materializing beside him, her movements ethereal, armor transformed into a gown of woven starlight. "She sings. Once more, she transcends mere singing," Brady remarked, scrutinizing the readouts. "Your vessel, Ala, is truly exceptional. I've never encountered anything quite like her. Neither have I witnessed anything comparable to you." She approached, her hand gently finding his. "You've stirred something dormant for ages. The ship now remembers you, Brady. You're integral to her crew, a facet of her very essence." Brady sensed the veracity of her statement in the ship's reaction to his presence. The Void Ripper embraced him wholly, her systems responding to his touch as though he were destined to command her. It was both thrilling and daunting, he stated. The navigation array remains compromised, concentrating on immediate needs. Weapon systems require substantial recalibration, but she's spaceworthy. Illa proclaimed, "Then we transcend this world, reclaiming what was unjustly taken." United on the bridge as the Void Ripper ascended from her verdant slumber, the vessel floated upwards with uncanny elegance, casting off ages of accumulated overgrowth, revealing the azure sky. And then to the star-strewn abyss, where Your Majesty, Brady, inquired, settling into the navigator's station. "The Helix Nebula," Illa responded, her emerald eyes blazing with determination. "Lord Varos has entrenched himself there, foolishly believing himself untouchable amidst the cosmic cemeteries. He is about to face a rude awakening. That's deep within disputed territory," Wrench noted from the engineering console. "A veritable no-man's land, teeming with pirates and mercenaries." "Precisely," Arala purred, a predatory grin spreading across her face. "Pirates and mercenaries are assets to be acquired. Varos has become complacent and decadent, resting on his laurels. My usurped throne, he's oblivious to the essence of confronting a genuine adversary." Brady activated the navigation, sensing the ship's zealous anticipation to traverse the cosmos. The Void Ripper yearned to engage in pursuit, to validate her prowess in combat. Yet within her mechanical core resided another element, a potent, protective instinct directed towards Illa. "This vessel adores you," he voiced, astounded. "Her connection to you transcends anything I've witnessed." "Bound by devotion," Illa responded, her hand gently tracing the command console. "We've weathered hellish storms, she and I, enduring betrayal and abandonment. Yet the Void Ripper stood resolute." Brady, now understanding, exclaimed, "More than a vessel, she's vividly alive." Illa elaborated. "While Nexus ships possess a flicker of awareness, the Void Ripper transcends, a flagship christened in countless conflicts. Each triumph, each struggle, each moment of glory is eternally etched into her core." Brady sensed the ship's profound legacy enveloping him. Countless clashes, daring escapes amidst enemy territory, the triumph of victory, and the acrid sting of loss. The Void Ripper had witnessed the ascent and decline of galactic powers, transporting the aspirations and visions of entire eras. "She has also favored you," Ia murmured, her tone filled with awe. "Throughout the many centuries since her inception, she's never embraced an outsider. You represent the very first." Brady was deeply touched, his words sincere. The ship's acceptance resonated as a profound, almost holy covenant, a charge transcending basic mechanics. Hyperspace travel was a revelation. Human vessels traditionally relied on raw power, their journeys defined by turbulence and clamor. The Void Ripper, however, sculpted space, elegantly maneuvering between realities. Brady perceived this transition as sheer, immaculate synchronicity, the ship's very essence fleetingly intertwined with his own. When they materialized from hyperspace, the Helix Nebula unfurled before them, a celestial bloom. Stellar nurseries blazed with the raw energy of Genesis, and ancient supernovas splashed the abyss with breathtaking hues. Concealed within those eddying clouds of stardust and gas, their adversary lay in wait. "Long-range sensors are detecting numerous contacts," Wrench announced. Seems Varos has been quite industrious. How many vessels? Illa queried, her tone edged with intensity. Scores, possibly more. He's amassed a formidable armada. Brady scrutinized the tactical display, his thoughts churning with potential strategies. They were profoundly outnumbered, massively outmatched, defying odds that would daunt the most seasoned leader. He wasn't merely a commander. He was an architect, a master strategist, a visionary who unearthed opportunities where others perceived insurmountable challenges. "We require Confederates," he declared decisively. "Intel, a strategy to redefine the power dynamic." "Allow me," Illa purred, a predatory smile playing on her lips. "I know these treacherous waters, Brady. I discern the trustworthy from those easily swayed. Varos believes himself untouchable in his cosmic stronghold, yet he's on the precipice of a rude awakening." As the Void Ripper plunged further into the nebula, Brady sensed the ship's escalating anticipation, primed for combat, yearning to reassert its prowess. But something more profound resonated within its mechanical core, a fiercely protective impulse directed at both Illa and, unexpectedly, towards him. "What's our opening gambit?" he inquired, her eyes blazing with cunning. "The looming specter of war ignites us, reminding the galaxy why the Nexus Imperium inspires dread. We reclaim what is rightfully ours, one vessel at a time." The Void Ripper resonated with anticipation, her systems humming a lethal symphony. Far off, enemy ships traversed the nebula's incandescent clouds, oblivious to the nemesis that had resurfaced. The chase was imminent. The Void Ripper glided through the Helix Nebula's periphery, her silhouette masked by the nebula's turbulent cosmic dust. Brady was engrossed in the tactical console, his fingers flying, traversing pristine interfaces, charting enemy movements. Allah's presence, a solace and a disruption. "Fortifications are intense," he noted, emphasizing the main display. 12 frigates, 3 heavy cruisers, a retrofitted battleship serving as command. "The Stellar Dominion," Illa stated, voice laced with fury. "Varos commandeered her from my fleet. It was my grandmother's flagship, before the Void Ripper." Brady scrutinized the colossal warship, analyzing weapon placements and defense systems. Heavily upgraded, incorporating additional armor fortified, shields at peak, and firepower sufficient to obliterate a minor celestial body. "Varkos, ever the craven," I declared. "He cowers behind formidable defenses of steel and plasma, falsely believing they will safeguard him from retribution." A guttural rumble echoed from the corridor, heralding Koroth's approach. The colossal predator stalked onto the bridge, its amber eyes mirroring the tactical display's luminescence. Brady had become habituated to the creature's presence in recent days, yet its current demeanor seemed altered, sharper, more intent. "Koroth senses something," Illa observed, her hand instinctively moving to rest upon the creature's flank. "Colossal cranium. Who goes there? Venerable companion?" The hunter's reply defied comprehension, surpassing primal snarls. It resembled articulate speech, intricate harmonies pregnant with significance transcending bestial utterance. Illa's gaze intensified, sanguine complexion ashen. "Unfeasible," she gasped. "You posit," Brady probed, apprehension intensifying. Ilala confronted him, wonder intermingled with dread. "Core transcends mere hunter, Brady. He articulates, truly speaks. Fauna lack capability," Brady commenced, then halted. As the creature's piercing amber eyes locked onto him with startling sentience. "I am far more than a beast, mortal," Kor boomed, his voice a resonant echo from the very heart of the vessel. "I am the final scion of the Keth Morin, the sentinel priests of the Nexus lineage. For a millennium, I have safeguarded Illa's bloodline." Brady's comprehension shattered. The being he'd dismissed as a simple exotic companion was, in fact, a sapient entity, conceivably predating human history itself. Why this revelation? Why emerge now? Because the epic of concealment has reached its terminus, Korath declared, his colossal physique grounding itself upon the bridge's floor. The Pretender stirred something best left undisturbed. The ethereal wraiths now agitate in cosmic abysses. Foes of old, pure entropy eaters, banished eons past. Varos aims to weaponize them, foolishly believing he can dominate such beings. Experienced a profound chill, unrelated to the vessel's climate control. If these void wraiths are as formidable as you claim, they'll obliterate existence, Korath affirmed grimly. Entire star systems, civilizations wholly devoured, fueling their insatiable hunger. The galaxy risks utter annihilation, a barren wasteland of cold ash. Arala swiftly approached the command chair, her purpose unwavering. Then we must thwart him. We must halt Varkos before he finalizes this ritual he's orchestrating. Undeterred, Brady indicated the tactical display. We are a solitary vessel facing an entire armada. Not merely a vessel, Korath countered, but the Void. Ripper is inextricably linked to the Guardian lineage through me. She can now access powers dormant for eons. Responding as if to his command, the ship dynamically shifted, unveiling novel interfaces on the control panels, crystalline structures radiating with an internal glow. Brady sensed Ripper's consciousness blossom, becoming increasingly sophisticated and sentient. "She's transcending," he whispered. "The ship itself is transcending, fulfilling its original design." Kor affirmed, "The Nexus engineered their vessels for organic progression, adaptation, and ultimate transformation, exceeding their initial configuration. However, such evolution demands a catalyst, the nexus of human ingenuity and ancestral legacy." Brady then grasped why the ship embraced him. He wasn't merely an engineer, but integral to a centuries-forged equation. Human adaptability fused with Nexus tech, shepherded by Cathoran's age-old insight. Suddenly, the platform declared, "It's not just a base, it's a nexus point. Varkos aims to breach the dimensional veil through it." Brady accessed sensor data. His deepened comprehension of the ship systems unveiled previously unseen details. Before energy readings skyrocket beyond comprehension, he's siphoning power directly from the nebula, exploiting the stellar nurseries as a massive energy reservoir. As each hour slips by, the barriers weaken, straining against their confinement, poised to shatter. "We strike now," Brady declared, his engineering intellect already crafting a strategy. A swift, decisive blow before he finalizes the ritual that Illa demanded. He possesses 40 ships to our singular vessel. 40 ships, Brady conceded, but we wield a weapon he lacks. Brady's grin was razor-edged with anticipation, the advantage of utter surprise. A starship, newly empowered, emerges, answering his call. The Void Ripper's consciousness flooded his mind, an intense wave of ancient wisdom, battle-hardened tactics, and a burning desire for justice, a stellar inferno. "She remembers," Korath revealed. Every clash, every triumph, every victory. She knows how to wage war, Brady Thorne. His gaze met Arala's, seeing the unyielding fire in her eyes, forged in exile and betrayal. Then he faced Korath, the age-old protector. The question remains, are you ready? Her lineage, spanning a millennium, culminated here. Finally, surveying the tactical display and the overwhelming odds, he declared, I've excelled at mending, not shattering things. But perhaps it's imperative I acquire a different expertise. Korath resonated. Then commence your tutelage. The Void Ripper possesses vast knowledge, but fleeting moments to impart it. The ship's core systems morphed around them, weapon emplacements recalibrating, shield emitters resonating with heightened harmonics. Brady sensed the Void Ripper's ravenous anticipation as she braced for combat, her mechanical mind pulsing with excitement. Beyond, the Helix Nebula blazed with stunning, lethal cosmic infernos. Deep within those stellar cradles, an age-old malevolence strained against the fabric of reality. Guarding the galaxy from this horror stood a lone ship, a singular crew, and the fervent belief that unwavering bravery could conquer insurmountable challenges. The chase was about to ignite a full-blown war. The Void Ripper navigated the nebula like a phantom, its hull weaving cosmic radiation into an elusive shroud. Brady had never witnessed such cutting-edge stealth. The ship transcended mere sensor evasion, becoming seamlessly integrated with the cosmos, a predator finely tuned to its domain. Patrol vessel inbound, Nisa Vale announced from her sensor station. Scout class, verdant skin suggests affinity with ship bioluminescence. Designation, Nexus Frigate, Stellar Razor, formerly under your command. Prior to the uprising, Captain Thex, who commanded her Urala, was an exceptional officer, her voice strained with lingering sorrow, undeserving of Varos's treachery. Brady scrutinized the encroaching vessel, observing its augmented weapon emplacements and the fresh insignia emblazoned upon its hull. Enhanced firepower, fortified shields. Varos equips his vessels effectively. Yet Korath remarked from his station near the command chair, he cannot sway their loyalty. The Stellar Razor still recalls its genuine allegiance. Brady inquired, seeking clarification, what do you imply? Every Nexus vessel bears a sliver of the Imperial. Consciousness, the ancient guardian elucidated. They recognize their true Empress. Varos may control their ships, but their spirits are irrevocably loyal to Irala. Could we leverage this? First, we must demonstrate our worthiness of their allegiance. The frigate neared, its sensors methodically scanning the area on routine patrol. Brady scrutinized the tactical display, his mind racing through angles and possibilities. The Void Ripper could obliterate the smaller vessel swiftly, but that action would undoubtedly alert the entire fleet to their location. A superior notion, he exclaimed abruptly. Illa, could you forge a communication conduit, one impervious to enemy interception? The archaic Imperial frequencies persist, she affirmed. Yet if Varos has undermined them, Korath grumbled, those frequencies are quantum encrypted, intrinsically bound to the royal lineage. Only you possess access. Illa approached the communication console, her fingers flitting across the crystalline interfaces. The vessel reacted to her manipulation, systems quiescent for Eris instantly reawakening, emitting a subtle hum. Harmony permeated the bridge as the majestic strains of the Imperial anthem echoed, broadcast on frequencies exclusive to Nexus vessels. The reaction, was swift. A stellar razor detached from its patrol, engines ignited in a brilliant display, surging towards their location. Briefly, Brady feared exposure. Then the frigate's armaments deactivated, its hull pulsating with an intricate light sequence. "She's signaling," Illa whispered, awestruck. "Archaic naval code. She's requesting permission to dock." "It's a ruse, Lieutenant," Kane cautioned, his silver scales shimmering with apprehension. "Varos must have swayed the entire crew," Korth asserted confidently. "The ship answers to its true mistress, bearing tidings from the abyss." The Void Ripper shed its stealth cloak, unveiling itself to the oncoming frigate. Brady inhaled sharply, bracing for blaring alarms or weapon targeting. Instead, the stellar razor broadcasted a succinct message. "Your Majesty, our vigil is complete." The subsequent hour dissolved into a flurry of precise navigation and encrypted exchanges. The frigate's crew had been subtly eroding Varos's command from the inside. They were not alone across the fleet. Loyalists had anticipated this juncture. 17 ships, Captain Thex relayed discreetly. Nearly half the fleet. Sabotage continues, but Varos suspects. "Time frame?" AA queried. "Days, perhaps. The ritual nears completion. Once barriers crumble, subtlety vanishes." Brady assessed the terrain, possibilities swirling. 17 ships improved odds, yet assaulting the platform remained improbable. They required an edge. "Asteroid field now," he exclaimed. "Northeast quadrant, where those forgotten mining ops lie dormant." "Perfect cover," Korath affirmed. "A veritable graveyard of starships, hundreds swallowed by void storms. Their skeletal remains will conceal our advance." Ilau cautioned. "Incredibly perilous. The turbulent gravitational forces could obliterate us." "Not if we possess the expertise," Brady asserted. "I've charted far more treacherous paths, and the Void Ripper boasts capabilities even you have yet to fully grasp." "Elaborate," Korath boomed. "Reveal its potential. Let her witness the ship's evolution." Brady engaged the vessel's augmented systems, sensing the Void Ripper's awareness envelop them. The tactical interface transformed, unveiling not only vessel and asteroid locations, but also the very fabric of space. Gravitational tides, dimensional fractures, reality's concealed framework. "Unbelievable," Ilaoi breathed. "I perceive the void storms, their currents and transformations. It's akin to observing the ocean from a celestial vantage." Brady elaborated. "We can forecast their arrival. Harnessing them, the Void Ripper navigates gravitational waves like a seasoned surfer riding colossal tides." "This vessel recalls ancient methods," Korath elucidated, "predating the Nexus's stagnation, before they disregarded the Void's melodies. Your forebears traversed the cosmos like intrepid seafarers upon terrestrial oceans." The scheme crystallized swiftly. Loyalist vessels would stage a feint, captivating Varos's focus as the Void Ripper infiltrated the asteroid belt. Once anchored, they'd unleash a devastating assault on the mining platform's power nexus, shattering the ritual before the Void Wraiths fully materialized. "It's utter annihilation," Kane argued, aghast. "The platform's bulwarks are too formidable for conventional craft." "Perhaps," Korath conceded, a glint in his eye. "But the Void Ripper defies convention. Observe, Lieutenant, and be enlightened." As the clock struck midnight ship's time, a fierce onslaught commenced. Loyalist vessels with relentless speed launched a surprise assault, overwhelming Varkus's forces. Plasma fire ignited the nebula, transforming it into a constellation of artificial stars amidst the raging battle. Simultaneously, the Void Ripper stealthily infiltrated the asteroid field, becoming a phantom in the cosmic debris. With his augmented senses, Brady navigated the treacherous maze of floating rock and mangled metal, deciphering gravitational currents with supernatural accuracy. The ship, an extension of his will, seamlessly responded to his commands, its hull dynamically adapting to the volatile void storms. "Contact," Nissa reported. "Defense platforms detected." "Automated systems are actively scanning, but let them scan," Brady asserted confidently. "They expect a vessel. We are fundamentally different." The Void Ripper had seamlessly merged with the asteroid field, her outer shell mirroring the mineral makeup of the surrounding rocks. To the defense platforms, she appeared as merely another piece of space junk floating aimlessly on the gravitational currents. Undetected, they breached the mining platform's perimeter. Brady meticulously examined the colossal structure, taking note of its weapon emplacements and shield generators. It was a formidable fortress, engineered to endure prolonged sieges. But every stronghold harbors vulnerabilities, he noted, emphasizing a section beneath the platform. A thermal exhaust port, shielded, yet less fortified than the primary structure. Korath affirmed, "The vessel knows the route. She's navigated this before, in long-lost conflicts." The Void Ripper commenced her concluding approach, maneuvering through the asteroid field with unparalleled elegance. Behind them, conflict exploded as loyalists and betrayers fought amongst the constellations. Ahead, the mining platform materialized like a towering edifice of metal and hostility. "Weapons armed and primed," Wrench announced from engineering. "All systems optimal." "Then let's finish this," Brady declared, his grip firm on the controls. "For Iala, for the entire galaxy, for all who have bravely defied the encroaching darkness." The Void Ripper erupted from the asteroid field, a celestial harbinger of vengeance, its armaments unleashed. The pursuit had escalated into a full-blown war, a conflict poised to reach its zenith. The Void Ripper's assault on the mining platform was executed with breathtaking precision. Brady navigated the vessel through a tempest of defensive fire, the hull gracefully evading plasma blasts that would obliterate any other ship. The ancient warship's systems resonated with fierce exhilaration. She relished the fight, her weapons slicing through the platform's shields like wildfire through gossamer. "Direct hit on the primary power coupling," Wrench exclaimed, his hands dancing over the engineering controls. "Their main reactor is critically destabilizing, barriers failing," Korath noted, his ancient senses picking up on dimensional fabric distortions. Yet too late. The ritual neared fruition. Brady sensed it as well. A profound wrongness in the void, reality itself on the verge of being rent asunder. Through the ship's amplified sensors, he witnessed the space-time tear, a cosmic wound throbbing ominously in the universe. Malevolent energy. "We absolutely must board," Illa stated, her voice laced with intense urgency. "We have to intercept Varos and halt his summoning before it's finalized." "But the platform's shields are still active," Brady objected. "Docking is impossible." "Then we bypass docking altogether," Korath boomed. "We shall enter as our forebears did, through the very fabric of the void." The ancient guardian lumbered to the ship's core, his immense body settling onto a crystalline platform, which ignited with an ethereal radiance. Brady sensed Void Ripper's awareness evolving. her systems dynamically recalibrating in ways that transcended established comprehension. "Korath, what are you up to?" Ala queried, her voice laced with worry. "Fulfilling my destiny," the Guardian responded. "The Kuth Moran weren't merely priest's child. We were also formidable warriors, masters of the forgotten art of void walking." The ship's exterior began to gleam, acquiring an otherworldly radiance that stung Brady's eyes. It remained tangible, yet felt as though it occupied several dimensions simultaneously. "Unbelievable," he whispered, awestruck. "You're momentarily phase-shifting the entire vessel?" "Precisely. Just enough to penetrate their defenses." The Void Ripper then effortlessly bypassed the mining platform's shields. A spectral echo, her vessel materializing anew within the station's core, alarms blared as automated systems struggled to lock on to the elusive form Brady touched down with seasoned finesse. The ship's landing gear finding solid ground on the platform, security teams advancing towards our location. Nisa relayed Nexus soldiers and heavy artillery. "Bring them on." Ala declared, her tone radiating undeniable power. She donned her ancestral armor, shimmering plates that resembled flowing starlight, each segment etched with the triumphs of her lineage. "It's imperative we remind them precisely who reigns as their rightful empress." They battled fiercely through the platform's labyrinthine corridors, a small, resolute force facing overwhelming adversity. Irala spearheaded the assault, her energy blade slicing through enemy lines with unmatched precision. Brady and Wrench offered suppressing fire, their weapons singing a deadly tune. Koror was an unstoppable juggernaut, his immense physique demolishing defensive fortifications like a human wrecking ball. Yet Nisa's contributions were invaluable, her exceptional scouting skills enabling her to expertly traverse the platform's intricate maze. Labyrinthine passages and maintenance tunnels, skillfully navigating them through routes circumventing the most formidable defenses, ultimately materializing behind enemy lines to execute pivotal strikes. "The ritual chamber is imminent," she announced, her emerald skin subtly shimmering with anticipation. However, the corridor presented a significant challenge, bristling with heavy defenses. Brady cautiously surveyed the area, meticulously assessing the armaments and evaluating the probabilities. A formidable contingent of 24 Nexus Marines, clad in full battle armor, stood guard, their plasma rifles relentlessly targeting the approaching pathway, complemented by heavy weapons teams possessing enough destructive capability to obliterate an entire metropolis. "Block! We crave a diversion," he declared. "Entrust that to my expertise." Cora resonated as the archaic sentinel materialized within the hallway, its gargantuan physique dominating the path. Instantly, the Marines unleashed a torrent of fire, plasma projectiles assaulting its armored shell. Yet where the weaponry should have eviscerated flesh, they traversed harmlessly through what seemed like ethereal space. "Fools," Cora's voice reverberated, omnipresent. "Did you genuinely presume the Sentinels of the Abyss could be vanquished by terrestrial arms?" The repercussions were swift and catastrophic. The Marines shattered their formation, their weapons faltering. Helpless against a foe transcending dimensions, some desperately fled, others stood firm in defiant dread. All were obliterated as Kororoth unveiled his true essence, not merely a predator, but a being of pure, ancient, void energy. "Charge!" Brady yelled, spearheading the advance through the shattered defense. They breached the ritual chamber as the colossal doors sealed shut, narrowly sliding beneath them. The chamber was a cathedral of sinister intent, with crystalline pillars ascending towards a vaulted ceiling, revealed not celestial stars, but the tumultuous abyss separating realities. At its core stood Lord Varos Thu, his violet skin glistening with sweat as he manipulated powers no mortal should ever wield. "Illa," he proclaimed, his voice imbued with unwavering conviction. "You are far too late. The thresholds have already started to collapse." "I am never too late to prevent a moron from obliterating the cosmos," Illa retorted, her energy blade erupting with a banshee wail. Varos spun around, and Brady beheld the usurper's twisted form. His physique remained superficially Nexus, yet coursed with tendrils of absolute darkness. Swirling abysses replaced his eyes, and his smile revealed teeth that shimmered like obsidian stars. Varos cackled, the sound resonating eerily within the chamber. "I'm its savior. The galaxy has grown feeble and apathetic. The Void Wraiths will purge the cosmos of its imperfections, leaving only the resilient to claim the celestial throne." "You're utterly mad," Brady exclaimed, his engineers. Mind reeling from the chilling truth, these entities are indiscriminate. They devour all. "Not quite," Varkas countered. "Loyal servants will be favored. I've been guaranteed dominion over worlds reborn. A strength beyond comprehension rests with Korath." He materialized, his form solidifying yet still radiating with the Void's essence. The Wraiths crave only oblivion, knowing no allies, only victims. "Ancient folly," Varos sneered. "The Cuth Moran were forever timid, dreading advancement. Observe as I demonstrate." "You're mistaken." He raised his hands, and the chamber reverberated with a sound as if reality itself was fracturing. The dimensional barrier overhead ripped like decaying cloth, unveiling the churning abyss beyond. From that profound darkness emerged forms that assaulted the very senses, entities of raw, insatiable hunger, dwelling in the interstices of existence. "Behold," Varos proclaimed triumphantly, "the Void Wraiths answer my summons." The initial wraith materialized from the tear, a confluence of shadowy energy that appeared to consume all illumination. It fixed its gaze upon Varos, who stood, arms extended in supplication. "I have been your devoted servant," the usurper proclaimed. "I've unlocked the path. Bestow upon me the promised power." The Wraith's reaction was instant and devastating. It engulfed Varos like flowing darkness, and the usurper's victorious grin morphed into sheer horror. He attempted to shriek, but his voice vanished as the entity devoured him from the inside, relishing his life force. "Fools remain unchanged," Korath lamented. "The abyss claims all, absolutely everything." Ethereal wraiths surged forth, their spectral forms straining against the weakened dimensional barrier. The ritual chamber crumbled, reality itself contorting under their corrupting influence. Brady sensed the Void Ripper's desperate alarm through their telepathic bond. The vessel faced imminent annihilation. "We must seal the rift," he roared above the cacophony of collapsing matter. "It's beyond sealing from this reality," Kor countered grimly. "The structural damage is catastrophic. The barrier won't endure." "Then we shall fortify it ourselves," Ala declared, her voice resonating with unwavering command. "All of us, united." She amplified her energy blade as Brady sensed the Void Ripper's consciousness intertwining with theirs. The ship's essence surged through them, archaic Nexus tech uniting with human grit and Kethoran sagacity. Briefly, They transcended their individual selves, a confluence of mortal resolve and cosmic might. Insatiable shadows besieged their unified force, probing the light's ramparts, yet the bulwark endured, strengthened by ties defying species and epochs. Brady felt her unwavering resolve coursing through him, bolstering his own determination. Strengthened her determination. The conflict remained fierce. Yet Brady sensed burgeoning hope for the first time within the chamber. They had transcended mere individuals facing insurmountable challenges. They represented a novel, groundbreaking entity, a synergy of human innovation, nexus heritage, and timeless sagacity, potentially sufficient to rescue the galaxy. The encroaching void, ravenous and relentless, met their unified resistance, a vibrant emblem of rebellion against the cosmic obscurity. The dimensional rift contorted above, akin to a laceration in reality's essence. Reality, each surge ushering more void wraiths into their reality. Brady felt the void, Ripper's system faltering as the ship focused power through their psychic bond. Her consciousness stretched precariously by the burden of repelling cosmic entropy. "The barrier is collapsing," he yelled amidst the sound of decaying matter. "I perceive the ship's structural fatigue. She is unable to sustain this much longer. Then we must act with utmost haste," Kor declared, his aged form radiating intense void energy as he repelled the closest wraith. "The ritual anchor remains active. If we invert the polarity—" "I perceive it," Illa responded, her energy blade slicing through a tendril of encroaching darkness. The crystalline array at the chamber's heart, yet it is encircled by wraiths. Brady analyzed the formation, his engineer's mind assessing angles and probabilities. The crystal array is undeniably paramount, a colossal geometric construct channeling dimensional energies, but accessing it necessitates navigating a perilous gauntlet of creatures. Capable of unraveling reality with a mere touch, we desperately require a diversion, he stated, seeking to lure them from the array. "I shall deliver it," Korath asserted. "The Ktoran have previously confronted these entities. We are cognizant of their vulnerabilities." "Negative," decreed firmly. "You're struggling to maintain cohesion as it is. Another manifestation will result in your utter dissolution. What then do you suggest?" Brady perceived the Void Ripper's awareness brushing against his psyche, imparting glimpses of age-old conflicts and obscure strategies. The vessel recalled engaging these abominations. In the Nexus's nascent era, a forgotten path existed. "She's not merely channeling. She's absorbing our essence," he declared. "Human resilience, Nexus lore, Moran's sagacity. She's rapidly transforming." "What's your point, Illa?" she questioned, parrying a wraith's assault. "We don't battle them. We momentarily embody them." The scheme was audacious, yet their sole recourse. Brady surrendered wholly to the Void Ripper's sentience, embracing its alien nature. Intelligence coalesced with his human consciousness, an all-encompassing sensation. Eons of amassed knowledge, recollections of countless conflicts, the raw exhilaration of a hunter unbound. Yet it transcended even that. Via the ship's link to Korath, he grazed the memories of primeval sentinels. The Ktoran had encountered the Void Wraiths, not as adversaries, but as counterparts. They mastered existence within interdimensional rifts, traversing the void unscathed. "Illa," he articulated, his voice resonating. Unheard harmonies swelled. "Have faith in our vessel, in our shared destiny." Emerald eyes beheld his metamorphosis, humanity fading, a luminous form interwoven with starlight. The Void Ripper's essence reshaped him, preparing him for the unknown. "Together," she whispered, hand outstretched, and upon contact, transformation ignited. Ara Allah's crimson flesh blazed with an inner fire, her Nexus heritage unleashed. Transcended mere biology, Brady sensed her potency surging through him, her regal authority interweaving with his human resolve. They moved in perfect unison, no longer distinct entities, but a novel existence, a convergence of species and awareness resonating across dimensions. The Void Wraiths registered the alteration, their ravenous hunger morphing into bewilderment as they confronted beings neither wholly mortal nor purely void. Brady Arala coursed through the chamber, akin to incandescent starlight, their unified mind charting the ethereal expanse. Between atoms, the Wraith's assaults dissipated harmlessly, shadows powerless against nascent luminescence. They attained the crystalline matrix swiftly, an eternity compressed. Acuity heightened, they perceived complex energy patterns binding dimensions. Gorgeous, dreadful theorems charting Genesis and Obliteration's core dynamics. Resonance polarity reversal, Brady Arala intoned, voices coalescing across octaves. Their unified awareness contacted the crystalline matrices pulsed, raw power surging through them like molten fury. The Void Ripper's core howled in agony as energy exceeded critical thresholds. Yet the vessel persevered through unwavering spirit, her essence entwined with its circuits beyond simple tech. The effect was stunningly swift, a show of mastery. The dimensional rift imploded, edges curling inward like petals at twilight. Void Wraiths unleashed sonic screams that shattered even diamond and warped solid steel, their spectral forms dissolving as they were repelled. Plunged back into the rifts between realities, an impossible being hissed, its voice echoing the demise of galaxies. "You cannot undo what exists. The abyss is timeless." Brady Arala countered, their unified voice resonating with unwavering conviction. But so too is the luminance that shapes it. We are the frontier, the nexus where Genesis encounters oblivion, and we embrace Genesis. The Wraith surged ahead in a climactic, frenzied assault, its essence ablaze with stellar wrath. Yet Brady Arala stood poised, their collective consciousness commanding a force born from every facet of their existence. Human brilliance, nexus, tradition, Keith Moran insight, unyielding fidelity of a vessel transcending its steel and crystal construct. The cataclysmic impact unleashed raw power throughout the sacred chamber, surges threatening atomic disintegration, yet defying annihilation. A profound metamorphosis transpired. The Wraith's malevolence was assimilated, morphing entropy into a reversed current, redirected into the crystal matrix. The dimensional mire imploded utterly as reality emphatically exhaled. The spectral Wraiths were yanked back into the abyss, their shapes elongating and twisting as they were expelled from reality. Bradala remained in the chamber's heart, their unified form slowly dissolving into separate beings. The ordeal was excruciating, akin to being ripped apart in reverse. Brady sensed his awareness receding, leaving him drained and wanting. "Are you all right?" she queried, her voice laced with fatigue. "I believe so," Brady responded, though his limbs felt like lead. That was quite an experience. "It was essential," Core noted, observing him. ancient form more robust now as dimensional pressure lessened wraiths contained but not vanquished. They'll strain barriers again. Eventually. Ill-questioned millennia. May be sufficient time for Galaxy to fortify defenses. Brady sensed Void Ripper's awareness resuming normal patterns. Yet something profound shifted. The ship transcended their ordeal, evolving beyond its prior state. No mere vessel, but a conduit between. As the platform crumbled around them, Wrench's urgent comms warned of structural collapse. "Time to evacuate," Brady exclaimed, assisting Arala. They navigated the groaning corridors to the Void Ripper, its systems already primed for escape. Gazing back at the disintegrating platform, Brady realized Varos's ambitions had perished with it. Of power devoured by the abyss he'd craved to master, the Void Wraiths were repelled, temporarily. But the galaxy narrowly averted complete destruction. "What's next?" he inquired. Ala grinned, her face ablaze with invigorated resolve. "Now we finalize what we initiated. Varos is gone, yet his armada persists. They must be forcefully reminded of their rightful empress. And subsequently we shall reconstruct my dominion, my fleet, my populace. But in a revamped manner this time. The archaic methods engendered stagnation and treachery. Perhaps an innovative approach is warranted." Brady concurred. Sensing the profound truth in her declaration, the cosmos underwent a radical transformation. Long-held divisions separating species and societies dissolved. Origin became insignificant. Self-determination reigned. The Void Ripper surged onward, escaping the decaying structure, its core resonating with triumphant elation. The Helix Nebula ignited in their wake, a vibrant testament to cosmic genesis, proving that even amid starkest shadows, renewal invariably dawns. Hostilities persisted, yet for the first time. From the very start, Brady was supremely confident in their prospects. They had stared into the abyss and triumphed. No matter what challenges lay ahead, they would confront them as one. The Void Ripper materialized from hyperspace at the Nexus Core's edge. There, Zia Prime, the ancient capital, shimmered like a gem against the cosmic canvas. Brady had never witnessed such a sight. A world throbbing with an ethereal glow, its surface adorned with metropolises that cascaded like organic entities across continents of crystalline wonder. "And metallic home," Arala breathed, her voice thick with longing. "I dared not dream of ever seeing her again." Brady maneuvered the Void Ripper nearer, the ship's venerable sensors charting Zapariah Prime's formidable defenses. The planet was a testament to Nexus ingenuity, encircled by gleaming orbital fortresses and vigilant patrols that shimmered like cosmic diamonds. "Varos has solidified his grip," Brady remarked, analyzing the tactical readouts. Imposing cruisers, formidable dreadnoughts, and a comprehensive planetary shield. "He anticipates our arrival." "Let him," Illa countered, her voice resonating with understated assurance as she stood. The command chair, now free of battle armor, showcased a flowing gown of profound crimson. A diadem of vibrant crystal graced her verdant hair. He constructed these fortifications with pilfered assets, yet he lacks the capacity to inspire genuine devotion within my people. Core, revitalized and emanating primeval power, stood mutely adjacent. The Nexus's essence permeates profoundly, child. Varos has tragically disremembered that his reign is predicated upon intimidation, not fealty. "We require a strategy," Brady articulated. A means to breach the shield and access the surface discreetly, thereby averting a complete planetary bombardment? Iriella flashed a strikingly beautiful, fierce grin, hinting at imminent victory and sweet vengeance. I possess a method, an age-old route concealed from those lacking genuine comprehension of the Nexus core. It's a vulnerability Varos would never foresee. She pinpointed a subtle, nearly undetectable quiver in the planetary shield displayed. The Veil of Athel, a relic from a bygone era of marvels, enables Nexus royalty to bypass any obstruction. It responds solely to true blood and those the bloodline deeply trusts. A chilling sense of comprehension washed over Brady, reveal his profound link to Arala core, an essential thread in this grand, sophisticated design. The Void Ripper, uniquely equipped for this navigation, was forged for it, Korath affirmed, its very essence intertwined with the Veil's structure, paving the way. The strategy, both audacious and cunning, harnessed age-old Nexus tech and Ayla's innate bond. The Void Ripper would deftly approach Athel's Veil, leveraging this unique synergy to forge an elusive breach within the planetary safeguard. Once beyond, its unparalleled swiftness and stealth would take over. Approach the opulent Grand Palace, where whispers hinted at Varos's imminent public address, solidifying his dominion. It's merely a solitary vessel against an empire's vast arsenal, Wrench observed, ever grounded in realism. Yet it's the perfect vessel, Brady retorted, a spark of unwavering confidence in his gaze. And we carry the legitimate Empress. The Void Ripper hurtled towards Zaya Prime, a lone spear against an ironclad world. Approaching the apex, Illa extended her hands to the console, eyes shut in intense focus. Brady felt a torrent of raw power surge through the ship, an ancient hum vibrating in his very core. The Void Ripper throbbed with an internal luminescence, its hull flashing with ethereal colors. A distortion rippled across the unbreachable shield. Not a breach, but a transient yielding, a fleeting instant of vulnerability. Vulnerability exploited. Brady Illa's eyes snapped open, instantly alert. Brady slammed the throttles forward, the Void Ripper tearing through the shimmering distortion. The sensation was akin to piercing solid light, a fleeting, intense transformation. Reality dissolved into an impossible kaleidoscope before reforming. They were inside the shield, undetected. Alarms screamed across the Nexus core, distant and bewildered. Varos's forces reacted to a ghost, unable to comprehend the breach. Maximum velocity to the palace, Brady commanded, his fingers dancing across the console. Nice. Provide immediate threat evaluations, Wrench. Ready the boarding team, just us. Prioritize minimal collateral damage. The Void Ripper tore through Zapiria Prime's upper atmosphere, a specter haunting the radiant cities below. Brady masterfully evaded automated defense batteries and intercepting patrol vessels, their targeting systems bewildered by the Void Ripper's unparalleled phase-shifting technology. They touched down silently in the Grand Palace's central plaza, the ship's landing struts whispering against the polished crystal paving. The Nexus Plaza pulsed with anticipation as citizens awaited Varos's address, but pandemonium exploded when a Void Ripper materialized. Before terror could fully grip the crowd, the ship's ramp gracefully lowered, and Arala emerged, radiant in the gentle light. She was breathtaking, a majestic embodiment of authority and timeless elegance. The initially petrified crowd fell into stunned silence as they recognized their rightful empress. Murmurs turned to awed gasps, then erupted into fervent cries of "Irala! Iralex!" Varos, perched on a lavish balcony overlooking the scene, was utterly paralyzed. His smug arrogance crumbled, replaced by utter shock and disbelief. "Impossible," he uttered. His voice boomed, magnified by the palace's sound system. "She's deceased!" Irala's voice, amplified by the Void Ripper's external speakers, echoed through the plaza. "Reports of my demise have been wildly overstated." Kor emerged, his colossal form shimmering with void energy, a primeval guardian materializing before the horrified Varos loyalists. Brady Wrench and Nisa braced themselves, weapons primed, but Arala's stunning reappearance had already shattered Varos's grip. "Seize them!" Varos emitted a piercing shriek, yet his guards faltered. The crowd erupted, chanting Arala's name, their voices swelling into a tidal surge of unwavering loyalty. "Your horrific reign concludes here, Varos," Illa proclaimed, her energy blade humming with a potent familiarity. "You craved power within the shadows, and now the shadows have utterly devoured you. I extend one final offer. Surrender and confront true justice." Varos, his eyes burning with utter madness, retorted with crazed laughter. "Never! I will obliterate this world before I ever yield to you." He lunged, not towards Arala, but towards a concealed control console. The balcony, Varos brazenly aimed to trigger a cataclysmic failsafe, but Korath was swifter. The age-old guardian moved with preternatural speed, a wraith of shadow and abyssal energy, intercepting Varos. His gargantuan paw clamped down on the usurper's arm. Varos's agonized scream pierced the air as the Cthoran's touch seared him, obliterating the sinister energies he had consumed. "You shall confront your people's reckoning, usurper," Korath pronounced, his voice resonating with celestial command. With Varos neutralized, the remaining loyalist forces immediately surrendered their arms. With morale shattered, Irala's chant transformed into a resounding victory cry that echoed across Zaphiria Prime. Days afterward, Illa occupied the same balcony where Varos met his demise, now adorned with the age-old flags of the Nexus Imperium. Brady, standing beside her, surveyed the jubilant masses. The shift was immediate, the populace welcoming their legitimate empress with passionate devotion. "The fleet has sworn fealty," Lieutenant Kane announced, his rank rightfully restored. "The last of Varkus's accomplices are in custody. The Empire is yours, Your Majesty." Illa beamed, pivoting to Brady. "This magnificent realm, Brady Thorn, it's ours." We stared into oblivion and ignited the Nexus with light anew. Brady returned her gaze, sensing their profound bond, deeper than affection, beyond collaboration, a shared fate hammered out in the crucible of conflict and revival. "And now, Empress," he queried, the question echoing their past, yet now brimming with limitless potential. Araala surveyed her rejuvenated populace, then back to the Void Ripper, gleaming heroically in the plaza. "Now we mend, we reconstruct, and then we show the galaxy." What genuine leadership signifies: a renaissance for Nexus, forged on solidarity, ingenuity, and bravery. Her voice echoed, resolute. "The Nexus Imperium is reborn. We venture into the cosmos united, for in this epoch, species, Worlds and fates converge. We are intertwined by the cosmic abyss and radiant light. The Void Ripper resonated, its ancient spirit aligned with Arala. Profound vision. 11 was no longer merely a vessel. She embodied a symbol, a radiant beacon of hope for a galaxy teetering on the precipice of a glorious new era. The relentless pursuit had definitively concluded. The war decisively triumphed. Yet their grandest odyssey was only just commencing.